I call her my niece, about 9 years old, and we were docked in the Keys. And she looked around and she noticed she didn't see people that looked like her. And more so, she even saw folks that were looking at her, and she goes, Uncle Troy, why are these folks looking at me so strangely? In her youth, she experienced the fact that it was not expected, or it was an anomaly, seeing a young black girl sitting at the helm of a $2 million boat.
We are not, entertainers or athletes. Nothing bad about that, but we do want to show a different side of our community.
We want to perpetuate a message, right? And that's, people that look like us actually do these types of things and then bring others into it.
Welcome to NBC6 Voices. I'm Jawan Strader. We are joining you from the 64th Annual Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show. Our backdrop for a look at excellence on the water. Now, when it comes to boating, we are showing up and showing out, enjoying the leisure activity and creating waves of business opportunities. But in the big picture, we have been noticeably absent until now.
A bad day on the water is better than a great day at the office.
The mantra all boaters tend to live by.
Nice music, chilling out here, got a couple boats around.
That's where the Black Boaters of South Florida comes in.
The intention is to bring a community together and to work with one another in order to solve problems, give back to the community, educate kids, a whole host of things that we're trying to do above and beyond, just going out and hanging out and having a few beers or drinking a glass of wine.
My name is Maurice Young. My company name is Seas Two Trees Outdoors. I am the first black captain at Hawks Cay Marina.
Maurice Young has spent his life on the water. The connection began with fishing trips with his father.
All I ever wanted to do was fish. I didn't want to go to college. I wanted to fish, but they told me I was crazy, that I had to go get my degree, and then I can buy my own boat. So I did just that. And so now I'm living my dream. Now I have a successful charter company with several boats.
And their tradition is continuing into the next generation of the Young family.
And Ariel's been fishing with me since he's been about 3 years, able to walk really good. And so now he's amazing. He's an amazing junior angler, and his talents is unsurpassed. He outfishes a lot of grown people right now. And his passion is very deep. He wants to go to the University of Miami and study marine biology.
I'm 16 right now, so when I turn 18, I have to go to captain school where I can get my captain license and I can start running boats. I think more black people should start coming to fishing and start trying it out and have different opportunities and seeing how it is out in the ocean. It's not as scary as it seems to be, and it's really fun.
It's nice out here today.
Fun is why Captain Albert White spends his days commanding tour boats at Bayside.
I'm just a people person, so I want to be on a boat around a whole lot of different folks.
He owns several boats and yachts that he charters.
Black ice, pearl, and white ice.
And is in the process of buying his own marina back in his home state of Ohio. Most of the members of the Black Boaters of South Florida and the boating community possess that same entrepreneurial spirit.
My name is Travis Mack. I am the chairman and CEO for the Salix Corporation. I am also the chairman and CEO for Vallejo Networks, and I am the founder and fund manager for a commercial real estate fund by the name of Greenwood Self-Storage Fund.
My name is Todd Rogers. I'm president and CEO of Logical Technology and Research and LTR Realty Holdings,
which is how they are able to own such beautiful vessels.
How do you reach out to someone who may feel that this is a far reach for them, owning a boat, owning a yacht?
I happen to be a founder of a nonprofit called the Black Wealth Summit. And the Black Wealth Summit is an educational platform designed to educate and inspire black wealth development. And we educate African Americans on everything around investing. You'll find when you look around the marina, most of these boats are owned by entrepreneurs. Right. So how we do it is by inspiring people to become entrepreneurs and become successful entrepreneurs, because the expenses associated with boating is so expensive that it really creates, you have to create an LLC generating significant amounts of money in order to get into it.
Our always say education is the key to success. In the boating world, that takes on a very different meaning. NBC6's Akeem Brunson schools us on this one.
We met a man who started his career washing large luxury yachts, just like this. But today he sells them and is planning on opening up a school to teach the next generation.
Hello and welcome to the 120 Custom Line. My name is Jason Wood and I'm with Yacht Habit.
Yacht broker Jason Wood is the CEO and founder of Yacht Habit, a brokerage firm whose portfolio of watercrafts are valued in the tens of millions of dollars.
Cleaning the boats was out of necessity. I needed money. But something strange happened in cleaning the boats as I started to meet the owners of the boats. And I started to notice all the owners of the boats were either CEOs or company founders or super high-level executives in whatever field. And I enjoyed the conversations. So the work was fine as long as I got those conversations, you know, and I learned a lot. They taught me is you have to balance out your time. So if you're spending all this physical, you know, energy and time to make a certain amount of money, it's a finite amount of money, it's never going to change. They're like, you need to replicate yourself and you need to sell. And all of them sold something. Could be energy, could be dreams, could be condominiums, vehicles, but they all sold something. So they were like, you got to sell something.
Selling these yachts are only part of his master plan. He's using part of the proceeds to create a vocational school to help feed the industry with new talents.
Okay, so the school itself is Yacht Habit Foundation. So my company is Yacht Habit. Yacht Habit has created a foundation. We're going to do the school in South Florida between Fort Lauderdale and Miami. The idea is that we bring in kids from not necessarily the street, at-risk kids, and we start with the very basic skills. They're going to fit out, first of all, the shop. So they're going to have to fit out the shop with me. Paint it, clean it, I'm going to film everything that they're doing, and then they're going to start with the basics, what I got to do. I only know how I made it. They're going to wash boats. A lot of boats. So many boats that they're going to be tired of washing boats. And then they're going to move on to the next step of polishing the boat, and the next step of sanding the boat, and the next step of painting the boat, and then hopefully driving the boat. And for the, you know, for the tough kids out there, for the really scary tough kids out there, come and see me, and we're going to put a scuba tank on your back, and we're going to take you down 100 feet and see if you're tough. If you're tough at 100 feet, you're tough.
From there, they could branch off into any direction they choose, from being captains to crews, service personnel, or even yacht brokers. It's his life experience, he says, that serves as the blueprint for his students.
So as they go further through the school, what they're going to be learning is going to be more and more technical and more complicated. So that by the time they come out of the other end of the school, anybody would want to hire them, including us. And that's the idea.
The way I see it is doing this maybe for 1 or 2 more years, being a crew member full time.
Julian Barlett is a Yacht Habit broker. He's an experienced deckhand and already owns his captain's license. Now, he's living his best life as he builds a promising future in the industry.
I also did graduate from college, marketing and international business management degree. I want to take this opportunity to just travel as much as possible I can while I'm still young, you know what I mean? And kind of mesh using my degree and then being a broker as best as I can. I can market as well, so if I can market the boats I'm selling, that should be easy.
Troy Taylor of City Center Yachts also recognizes the value of exposing our children to the world of high-end boating.
If you don't know about it, then you can't strive to be there.
He's also aware of the biases.
I was with a client that was looking at about a $2.5 million boat. And I could see it on the face of the broker when I got there. He didn't expect me to be black. He didn't expect the clients to be black.
Instead of insults, he tells me, he sees educational opportunities.
And I'm not one that says, oh, they're all racist or anything like that. I don't think that's what it is. It's just a lack of exposure, lack of experience. And so I usually take those opportunities to educate folks on both sides. For example, some of my non-black and brown colleagues, they say, when somebody comes to see the boat, as an African American, you want to jump on them, hey, can I help you? Can I help you? Can I help you? It's innocent. But you have to recognize that for some African Americans, that's code for why are you here? You can't afford this. And so just being mindful of those biases, those unconscious biases, I think helps everybody.
Black Boaters of South Florida member Rodney Burton, a.k.a. Bitcoin Rodney, owns a multi-million-dollar yacht. To hear his backstory, you might not believe he could afford it, but he can.
I dibbled and dabbled in some things I should have dibbled and dabbled in as I got older. Paid my debt to society, and I'm also college educated.
His yacht named Crypto Life is an element of his expanding empire.
I deal in luxury yacht rental. I also have a luxury car rental. I also have a restaurant that I'm building up right now called Fresh Greens. I also have some real estate here. I own some real estate over at the Fontainebleau Hotel.
My name is Kurt Macaulay Williams. I'm the owner-operator of Integrity Refinishing.
The boating and yachting industry provides waves of opportunities for gainful employment and entrepreneurial pursuits.
We do all sorts of work, from bottom paint, engine room detailing, bottom paint spraying, bottom paint brushing, top coat, brushing, spraying, varnish, gel coat, fiberglass, you name it, we do.
Maurice Williamson, Chief Engineer, Samurai. I didn't set out to work on ships. I just heard I could retire by I'm 40.
We just have to take advantage of them.
We need a little bit more exposure on what we can do, because there's always, in this industry, the establishment of us to moving forward to the bigger yachts to get to do the work. As a smaller company, we can also do the same thing. As a company, we have 300 employees, we can do the same thing as well. But we just need the opportunity to grow. You know what I mean? But it's growing, I should say.
And we want to say a big thank you to Yellowfin for helping us out here at the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show.
People of color, black people yachting. It's something you don't see every day, but we want to change that narrative. It may be surprising to some, but not surprising to others. And that's what these group of men are trying to do, is change that narrative. They are part of the South Florida, the black voters of South Florida. And please welcome them to Voices. You know what? I'm going to take off my glasses because we're going to have a really nice conversation with them. Please join me now, the founder and club members, Lee Morgan and Cedric Nash. Thank you guys for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
I really appreciate it. You know, I'm dressed down, man, because we're right by the water.
Yes.
You know, I can smell the sea. I can smell the salt water. And this is great what you guys decided to do. Why did you guys decide to do this? Start this group.
Well, just from being out on the water, I'm a new boater myself. I've been roughly about almost 4 years now. And when I first started boating, what I noticed is anytime I go out, I rarely see another person that looked like me.
Yeah.
And so I said, well, my goodness, it's got to be some black boaters out here. And just sure enough, here and there I would see a person that looked like me operating a vessel. And so every time that I would see a black person, I would wave them down, hey, you know. And so, and that's how we began the group. I first met a fellow who happens to be former CIO, or was it was he CIO? Was CIO? Yeah. Larry? Yeah. Of Deloitte. And we got together and we started forming little raft-ups between us. Now, a raft-up is when you decide to bring your boats out into, let's say, haul over and tie up together.
That's right.
Link the boats together.
That's right.
And so that's what we did, and it just grew from there.
And you got to tell me what you guys do by trade. You guys are all entrepreneurs.
Most of us are.
So what do you do by trade, Cedric?
Yeah, I'm Cedric Nash. I own a software consulting company up in the DC area. I put in enterprise application systems for large corporations, and the group all has ties to Larry Quinlan, who was the global CIO for Deloitte & Touche. I used to work for Deloitte. I met Larry years ago and remained friends with him. He's a consummate networker. So a lot of us connect to Larry that way, but that's my business, mostly technology for large enterprise corporations.
And Lee, what about yourself?
I'm an educational publisher.
And so what I'm hearing here, I'm hearing networking as part of this group as well.
Yes.
And I'm hearing financial gain as part of this group.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Our motto is boating, business, and building networks.
I love that. And that's
3 Bs.
Exactly what you guys are doing.
Yes.
Exactly what we do. We invest together. Some of us are invested in multifamily properties. I know Larry and I and several others. We talk about other investment opportunities.
That's right.
And that's part of what we do when we naturally get together.
That's right.
Now, how did you guys get involved with boating and yachting?
Well, I've always wanted to become a boater. And I just one day, we woke up and I said, okay, it's time. Let's go get a boat. And ever since then, I've been in love with it.
Wow, wow. I always hear the best part about boating is when you buy one and when you sell it.
Oh yeah.
So you guys still have yours then?
I do. There's some truth to that.
Yes.
But I got into boating because I grew up by the water. I'm from a little town called Seaside, California, near Monterey, Carmel, Pebble Beach. And so I grew up around boats, and all throughout college, my California experience had me watching boats and interested in them. And so when I got to a certain time in life, I bought my first boat, and I have it tied up to my house in St. Petersburg. I bought another one down here in Miami. And so to your point, the two best days of boating is the day you buy it and the day you sell it. It's true. And, because boating is an expensive
endeavor, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Endeavor. It's an expensive endeavor. However, when you're on the water and the boat's running smooth and you're with your friends and you're having a great time.
That's right.
I mean, it's almost like hitting that last golf swing where you hit that hole in one and you come back again, right? It just keeps you coming back.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of pleasure that's kind of immeasurable when it comes to the experience of being out of the water.
What do you guys do as part of the group to try to reach out to maybe black mechanics out there, black crew members? Do you make it a point to do so in order to bring them or introduce them to the yacht life?
Yes, I do. And I know Cedric does. As a matter of fact, Mr. Brown, D. Brown, who was supposed to be here, his whole crew is black. His entire crew. And he's in the training for his captain, a black captain. So we're all in some kind of way doing that as an intentional thing. I have a black mechanic, and he's a very good mechanic, and so and we're happy. So yes, that's what we're doing.
I also have a black captain, and it was his first full-time captain job. Being a captain who was new to getting his license. So happened to be from Maryland, young brother, and I gave him a good opportunity to kind of be the captain of my boat, be in charge of my boat when I'm out of town all over the place, and when I have charters. I also have met through Larry certain technicians and AV experts, Raphael, who comes out and
you know Raphael?
I
know him too.
He tricks out my system. He adds all the cool lighting. And he's been very, very good, very responsible.
That's awesome.
And he's been great to work with.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
As a matter of fact, to that point, shout out to Johnston Marine Services.
Okay.
Just wanted to give that shout out.
A nice little shout out. And my last question, because you guys are busy, man. You're businessmen. You talked about that a little bit. But how do you find the time to enjoy the water?
You make it. That's it.
Right.
You make it.
Yeah, my response is it's part of your downtime. It's like you have to have balance in your life, and so there's certain things that you make a priority.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, man, a bad day on the water is better than a great day at the office.
That's right. Amen.
You got that right.
Yes.
And speaking of the office, this is not a bad office right here. We want to give thanks to, this is the Yacht Bar and Kitchen here in Fort Lauderdale. This is a beautiful spot.
Yes.
I love this office.
Owned by Mr. Warren Thompson.
And I'm going to put my sunglasses back on.
Yes.
And with that, I want to say thank you, Lee.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Cedric.
Thank you.
Let's go yacht.
Yes.
Got that right.
Boating is not just a guys' club. Ladies are in the mix as well, and they know all aspects of the boating game. And who better to share this story than NBC6's Sarah Bakella?
I could stay out here all day.
Yeah.
Just, listening to music, talking to God, talking on the phone. I love the water.
Deidre Reed is the only woman member of the Black Boaters of South Florida. Although she could own a boat, she chooses to belong to a boat club.
I have enough on my plate. I got, enough on my plate to take on ownership of a boat, even though that was my original plan.
Deidre is literally living her best life. She's retired with a dream home on the beach and boats of her choosing a phone call away.
You don't mind if I go past?
No, I don't.
something that's like unattainable.
Yeah.
I just don't think that way.
Yeah.
You know, and the same thing, people think that living on the beach is unattainable, you know. And it is if you don't look into it. I had one guy follow me one time. We became friends, but he followed me. He was like, I never seen this. I never seen this. Never seen this. You know, and he was like, yeah, when we start talking, and then another time we met up offshore, tied our boat, did our old little raft up. It's a nice, friendly guy. He just said, I've never seen a black on the water without feeling. He wasn't being racy, and he was telling the truth. I've never seen one driving the boat.
I would like to see more persons of color get into the industry, especially on the culinary side. My name is Trisha Broomfield, and I'm a chef, and I work on super yachts.
She's one of the few black female super yacht chefs in the business.
And as a chef, I've traveled all over the world with yachting, and first of all, they pay for you to fly to the destination. They will fly you back, or you take the boat, you know. So it's a very, very rewarding job to have, and I would recommend it to anybody that wants to get into the industry.
Women are also making waves when it comes to sales.
I remember one year I made Motorboating's Broker of the Month. Wow. You would not believe how many people were like, oh my God, it's a woman, she's black.
Sakina Hazuri Mathis is a broker with Yacht Habit.
You have to be a self-starter because it's so much going on in it. You can't be told every little thing to do in order to succeed. Because this industry's done a lot of great things for me. And it's a beautiful way to spend your life on. If you're able to afford a yacht, if you're able to, you know, spend that time with your family out in the sun, enjoying the luxury of life on it, like it's a blessing.
I think we are here. We maybe shy away from things that we don't know. It takes people like us who are in the industry pushing forward, just like Martin did and Malcolm did and everybody, you know. I think people are becoming more comfortable, you know. Well, there's always prerequisite, oh, we can't swim, we can swim. I can swim real well. I was out with the boat yesterday. Smaller boat, not like this. It's a big boat. This is not a boat. This is a yacht. There we go. I was on a boat with 32. But how do I feel about us in the industry? I think we, as people, could be in anything. Black, white, green, whoever. We come because I like the structure of the boats and the architect. Like I just don't understand how these vessels even float. So I love to see it. And I like the class that comes with it. We do get some sideways looks. It's been happening my whole life. Ain't gonna shake us. So we're here to stay. I hope more people get involved too. I think the being on the water is the most relaxing thing that you can do. No matter what's on your mind, if you go out on the water, whether it's by yourself or with a group of people, there's a certain nostalgic feeling of just being able to release everything that you've been through during that day. So when you actually dock the boat, you forgot what your problems were when you started. So I think that's why I go on the boat. So I think more people should do it. And if you need to buy a boat, I know the best salesperson.
What a great time here at the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show. I'm Jawan Strader. Remember, education is the key to success. If you believe, you will succeed. We'll see you next time.